how to get all the customers you want, all of them, in 3 really simple steps. What's going on, everybody? Hernan Vasquez here with ScaleDriven.com. At ScaleDriven, what we do is we help companies scale through providing them a full marketing team. So if that's something that you want to do, if you want to scale your business 2022, go to ScaleDriven.com. There's a little button there to schedule a call with us. And in that call, we'll tell you if we're a good fit to work together. If we're not a good fit, we'll tell you as well. And no pressure, nothing crazy going on at ScaleDriven.com. You will see a message and then we'll get to work. All right. Now, in this live stream that I'm doing both on the computer and the phone, so that's why I'm looking both ways, what we're going to be talking about is how to get all the customers you want in 3 simple steps. I've seen these by working with Grant Cardone. I've seen these by working with Tony Robbins' team. I've seen this with working with Dean Graziosi, with Agora Financial. I've seen these over and over and over again. And there's a simple 3-step formula for you to get all the customers you want. All you need to do is to follow these 3 steps. And a great example of the formula that I'm going to talk to you guys about is Alex Hormozi. At Hormozi, okay? Alex Hormozi has been diligently putting together this formula to work over and over and over again, and he's growing like crazy, okay? And another great example of this formula that we're going to talk about is Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is somebody that I worked with in the past, and he's been putting together this formula over and over again for many, many years consistently because guess what? It works, okay? And again, every single guy, big player with big brands and all that are working right now, that have a big business, they have been implementing some sort of this formula. All right. So we're going to talk about that. Now, before I talk about that, I want to tell you guys a story about a client that I had a conversation with last week. It was, and we developed a book funnel for him. A book funnel is an acquisition funnel. It's a funnel which intention is to get customers at a break-even or better position. Basically means that you get paid to acquire customers for your brand. You get paid to acquire customers for your brand. That's a book funnel. So we put together a book funnel. The book funnel is doing great. It's profitable. So he's actually getting paid to acquire customers, which is great. And we were talking about this weird setup that he wanted to put together in order to not to talk to anyone. Okay. Which is kind of weird because we go into digital marketing because we don't go into sales, we go into digital marketing because we don't want to talk to anyone. And that's normal, right? But what if I told you that one of these steps of this formula is to actually talk to people and offer them what you've got? And so we talked about it, and we're putting together a sales team for him because that's the missing piece. He has this acquisition funnel working, which we put together for him, but now he's struggling when it comes to converting to his higher ticket products, higher ticket sales, because he doesn't want to talk to anyone. All right. So we're working towards that. We're slowly working through that so that he can actually work and sell higher ticket prices or higher ticket products and basically makes more money. All right. So we're going to talk about these 3 steps. So step number 1 is to actually be super, super helpful. And by super, super helpful, I mean putting out content that actually helps and impacts people in a good way. This last week, we started the year with a bang at ScaleDriven.com, and I started creating content like crazy. I was kind of behind the scenes last week. I was kind of, putting together the team, setting up the SOP, setting up all of the processes and all of that. And then I turn around and say, okay, now it's time to crank it up a little bit. And what I did was to start putting out content that's really helpful. All right. If you go to my timeline on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you will see that I have a lot of content. And that has kind of been my go-to strategy whenever we need more clients, whenever we need more customers, is to go out there and put really, really helpful content in whichever way and form you want. Okay. For instance, I like video content because you can repurpose video in many different ways, but you don't have to create videos. You can write really helpful blog posts. You can create really nice Instagram posts. You can, you can go live on Clubhouse, or you can create a podcast. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you or your company, your business puts out really, really helpful content that helps people out. Okay, that's step number one. And the key for this to work is to be consistent. I've been putting out content for the past, 5 years now, 6 years now, and it's been working like crazy. No matter what I did, no matter what kind of business I launched, it always worked. I once heard Tony Robbins speaking on stage. He was saying, if you drop my name right now in the middle of the desert, you can fill up a stadium. And the reason behind this is because I've been putting out content and value on the marketplace for the past 25 years. Okay, so now you can fill up a stadium. So that is consistently. And again, go check Grant Cardone, go check Gary Vaynerchuk, go check the big guys, go check Hormozi. They're putting out content consistently. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two is not to rely on organic methodology, on organic methods. So step number two, what you want to do with that content is advertise that content. Put your advertising dollars behind this. And it doesn't really matter if you advertise on LinkedIn, on Facebook, YouTube. We have specific strategy at scaledriven.com that helps amplify the content for our clients. But that doesn't mean that you cannot go out there and advertise your YouTube videos or your blog posts, okay? You want to put advertising dollars behind those content pieces. The reason why is because you will be reaching 10, 100 times more people than if you would just rely on organic means. And by the way, when I say put some advertising dollars behind this, I don't really mean that you need to have a big budget. In fact, we're running a bunch of $1 a day campaigns for us, for scaledriven.com, and for clients, and they work extremely well. They work really, really well. So step number two is to go out there and put some advertising dollars behind it. One of the reasons behind it is not only the reach that you will get, but also the fact that people will know you and get to know you as the helpful person, as the go-to authority. Okay, there's some principles running behind this, and it's pretty cool to see them, in action. If you've read Influence by Robert Cialdini, for instance, okay, there's a couple of principles playing here, but the main point is, number one, create really helpful content consistently, and number two is to advertise that content. And again, you don't need a huge budget. You can run with $20 a day, okay? $5 a day, $1 a day. It goes a long way when it comes to content. And number three, which is this thing that I was talking to my client about the other day, is you want to ask those people that have found your content to be helpful. You want to ask those people if they want to do business with you. There's a couple of ways to do this, and there's a couple of ways to figure it out who found that content helpful. There's a couple of ways, like for instance, one of the ways that we use is who watched the entire content. There's a high chance that I will put this content out there to be advertised, and this is like an 8-minute long video now. You could imagine that if somebody watches the entire video, they might have found this content helpful. So what we do is we reach out to them. There's a couple of ways that we can do that. We automate that. You can send them to a funnel, to a lead magnet. You can blatantly ask them on social media saying, hey, I noticed that you watch my content. Do you want to do business with us? Because you found it helpful. All right. And that's when you want to talk to people. That's when you want to actually pick up the phone and talk to people. Now, you don't have to do it, of course, if you put together a sales team, but that's where a lot of people get stuck because they think right now, this day and age, 2022, you can still automate a lot of stuff. The reality is that if you know how to sell, you'll never go broke. And that's where, talking to people really, really helps. So let me recap a little bit about these 3 steps. Okay. Step 1, create powerful or helpful content rather consistently. It doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be polished. It doesn't have to be, the main point is that your message is helpful. All right. You can worry about the details later. So number 1, create really, really helpful content. Number 2, advertise that content. Otherwise, you will be creating a lot of content and you won't be reaching a lot of people, unfortunately. And guess what? If you're helpful, your people need to reach, you need to reach more people. Your potential client needs to hear what you have to say because you're helpful. You're one of the good guys. And if you're one of the good guys, you want to advertise. All right. Number 2. And number 3, reach out to those people that found your content helpful and ask them if they want to do business with you. And again, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can launch a retargeting campaign for everyone that consumes your content. You can invite them to a webinar. You can reach out to them on social media. A bunch of different ways. But if you keep these simple and you keep these consistently, believe me, by the end of 2022, you won't even recognize your business. All right. Now, if you want us to help you with any or all of this, if you want us to help you developing the content or advertising the content or setting up the systems to reach out to these people, head over to scaledriven.com. At scaledriven.com, what we do is we help companies outsource their entire marketing without hiring 15 people or 5 different agencies. We can help you with copywriting. We can help you with your funnels. We can help you with your emails, and we can help you with your ads, and we can help you putting together such a strategy. Okay, if you're interested, head over to scaledriven.com. There's a message there. Nothing to buy. There's nothing for sale there. All we want to do is to have a friendly conversation, and then we'll see if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, we'll tell you how we work. If we're not a good fit, we'll tell you as well. And I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Now I'll try to end this live stream in many platforms that we're live. Hope that this is helpful. If you have any questions, any comments, let me know. Put them somewhere around here, wherever you can find a comment box. Just put them in there. I'm really responsive to comments, and I would love to help you guys out. Okay? Have an amazing rest of your weekend, guys. I'll see you guys really, really soon. Bye-bye.